Hello again and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm checking out another G.I. Joe classified. This time it is the Crimson Guard. So I picked this guy up from the Big Bad Toy Store. I paid the $27 asking price, which is around 36 Australian dollars. So really happy with the price. He is one of the last in the window packaging. I think we've got Zorana, Bazooka, Recondo. Those are probably the last few before we move to complete plasticless packaging. So taking a look at the packaging, we have a nice artwork here. He is essentially an army builder, so we get a couple of the Crimson Guards, and on the side number 50 and then the Crimson Guard and all of his particulars. On the back, that nice big splash design that we've seen before, and then some more artwork on the side. So it looks like it comes with a fair amount of accessories, so let's open up and have a look. Okay, so here is the Crimson Guard out of the packaging with all of his accessories. And first off, I will say that some of the accessories got damaged trying to take them out of the horrible plastic clamshell that they come in. It really grips the accessories and it's just difficult to get them out. So case in point is the sheath for his sword. Now this was completely my fault, although you could say that Hasbro need to repackage it better, and they have actually done that with the new cardboard packaging that we're seeing. But yeah, I think nothing a blast under the hairdryer wouldn't sort out. So let's start off with this anyway. So this is the sheath or the scabbard for his sword. It is just a straightforward one plastic piece. Shame that they don't use that sturdier plastic material that Valaverse are using, so we don't have this issue with warping. And that has the sword that fits directly into it. This is a nice piece again, that very pliable plastic. Does have some nice detailing on the handle. Looks like a cobra on the handle, and then that just goes straight in. Yep. So very nice. He also comes with this nice assault rifle with a bayonet included. Again, that pliable plastic, but still it is a nice piece, matte black, nice silver for the blade, and that comes with a removable clip. He also comes with this backpack. This is something a little bit different, quite a large backpack. It has some weight to it as well. It doesn't open or anything like that. It's just one solid piece. Cobra emblem on the front. It does look like it has some slight, ever so slight dry brush effect on it. I don't think it does, it could just be the light. You can see the buckles there in the sculpt, and then one peg hole on this side, and then one on this side, or rather a peg on that side. He also comes with a combat knife, serrated edge on one side and blade on the other. Again, that nice sculpted snake. And finally, he comes with a pistol or sidearm. So the accessories quite light, but not bad. Okay, so let's take a close look at the actual figure. Starting off with a light comparison, I do have the 25th anniversary Crimson Guard here, and you can see that it is really in keeping. Everything is pretty much the same, just scaled up, and that is really appealing to me. That's what I like. Even the backpack is the same. Obviously this one is black, whereas that was crimson, but he has the assault rifle with the bayonet. Pistol is a little bit different, and I can't tell if he has the sword. Don't believe he does. I'm a Minton card collector, I'm not going to open this, so I don't think he comes with the sword, but still very nice to see that they've kept that going. And then taking a look at the actual figure, I do like this, it really does work. The crimson is really nice, and we are getting a crimson bat, and now that we have the crimson twins, we'll probably see other figures as well. I know there is a crimson variant of those guys that was released in the 25th anniversary edition, so perhaps we'll see those. One thing that I will say is the colour is this nice, or rather the finish is this nice matte. I do prefer the matte finish to these figures as opposed to the gloss, so that is really a win for me. I hate it when the figures are this high gloss. If they're supposed to be glossy, yeah, fine. But if their skin is glossy or their outfits are glossy, I hate it. I really don't like it. So that this is matte, that's a big win for me. So massive big Cobra emblem on his tunic, I guess this would be called. He has some type of badge here and then maybe some military credentials. He has a rope on the side, his dress rope, and that's actually a floating piece. The belt is also a floating piece, and that has the sheath for his dagger. On the back, he does have the peg hole, obviously for his backpack. Nice detailing on the cuffs, you can see how it's finished like that. He has the Cobra emblem as well on his arm. And then moving down, a double strapped, there we go, a double strapped gun holster, nice to see that. The boots are also really nice. I don't think we've seen boots like this yet, possibly with the Cobra Commander. Again, they have that nice black matte finish to them. And then the helmet. The helmet is really where it's at. This is the iconic look for the Crimson Guard, and this actually is done very well. I was expecting some paint application issues, some bleed issues. Unfortunately, that's just what I'm used to now with these figures, but that really isn't. There is a tiny amount underneath the chin, but I'm really nitpicking. Everything else is done very well, and because this is an army builder, it would be nice to get a couple more of these. I don't usually get more than one, but for this guy I think I might get a couple more, or perhaps I'll get the retro carded back version when that comes out. Okay, so taking a look at the articulation, I think we know what to expect now with these figures. Mine, I will say, was a little bit loose out of the box, just at the joint there below the chest. It does have a bit of a wobble to him, but regardless, so he doesn't get any down. A bit of up, but no down at all. His helmet does hinder, or rather is hindered by the collars, but he does get complete rotation. Butterfly joints at the shoulder, as we've come to expect, bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, forwards and backwards on the peg for the wrist, and then a full rotation. Ab crunch is a little bit different because the crunch is much higher, so he does get a lot of crunch all the way forward and then all the way back. As I said, mine is a little bit loose. He's got the rolled off hips, so he does get complete rotation. Drop down legs, cut at the thigh, double jointed knee, boot cut, and then rocker at the ankle. So the articulation is really good, and this figure is completely pinless. I can't see any pins in it at all. I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it does look to be completely pinless. So it's nice to see that we are starting to get more pinless figures as they go along. Okay, so let's attempt to load him out. Okay, not sure if that's correct, because he has these pegs on his backpack, but he also has one on his belt here, but that can't be right. The sword surely doesn't go like that. That just looks mental. Maybe the sword pegs in here. Yeah, maybe it's just so you have the option. You can peg it into the belt, you can peg it into the backpack, and I'm not really sure what this peg here is for. Yeah, I really don't know. Maybe let me know in the comments if I've stuffed this up. I did think that maybe you could put the assault rifle on that peg, which I guess you possibly could. I don't know. Regardless, I still think he looks pretty cool. I don't like the sword where it is. It's hindered by the pistol, and it just looks shit. I don't like it. I'm not a huge fan of it being there either, but it does look better than being on the belt. So there we are, Crimson Guard. Okay, so my final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified Crimson Guard. I'm really pleased with this figure. My expectations for the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified line have dropped of late. I think it could just be some of the figures I've had have had some QC issues, but this one is very nice. It is completely pinless. It has all new components. I'm sure there is some reuse here and there, but for the most part, everything is new. The aesthetic really works. It has that nice callback to the original figure, and that's what really appeals to me. The one thing that I will say is the placement of his scabbard on his belt. It could be that that's not where it's supposed to go, but if it is, that's a poor design choice because it's completely hindered by his gun holster. So not really sure what's going on there, but it is nice that they included the peg hole on his backpack so you can interchange it. I will say that this figure is definitely something I can recommend. I will be getting the retro carded back version in the future, so I'll probably do a review of that one and a comparison. The only thing that I will say is hands and stands, please Hasbro, take a look at what Valaverse are doing. Throw in some hands, throw in a stand. It's really not going to break the bank to do that, and it's going to keep many of us really happy. So that wraps up this review. I certainly hope that you've enjoyed it, and until next time, take care.